rolling. Let's go. Fuck me, that dinner. All right. Stupid. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Throwing Tantrums, or the Move, Groove, Grow podcast. Today, I have another guest, one of my dancers on my dance company, Temper Tantrum, Lauren Jose.
That's me.
All the way from San Jose.
I was born in San Jose.
So there you go. Yeah, and just to give you guys a little bit more context, to know the dancers beyond the dance, to know a little bit more of their backstory, what led them to the decision to pursue dance as their passion. Also to give you all their personal information, social security, their address, where they work.
Yeah.
So you can send
all of that tends to change. So I don't know who's losing here.
Yeah, I guess Lauren, I've already shared your name, but give a little bit more of your backstory, like your upbringing, how were you introduced to dance, and Actually, let's backtrack that. Obviously we showed your name, but your credentials and involvement with the dance community, so people know like who you worked with, what you've done. Give a little bit of street cred.
Way back when, in the year of 2009, I had gotten into the school, the University of California, Irvine. It was not my first pick, but they did give me money. So,
oh, you get a scholarship?
Yes, for the major that I took, and then I changed my major, and they were like, "You don't get any more money." And I was like, "What? All right."
Shit.
Don't do bio. Anyways, I had actually decided to go to UCI. My backup was Dave. My friend, we were talking one night over Facebook Messenger. Yeah, way back in 2009. And I asked her, I was like, "What school do you see me going to?" Because I had no sense of direction or what I wanted to do. And she was like, "Honestly, I see you going to UC Irvine because Cava Modern's there and you love to dance." And I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about that." And this is back
you forgot that you like to dance?
Yeah. And this was back when like EC was like big.
The thing,
yeah. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And they gave me money. So it was like win-win situation. And I didn't want to stay in the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area. So I moved down to Southern California in 2010 to go to UCI, and I've just been here ever since.
So how did you get into, how were you introduced to dancing?
Okay, into dancing, the wonderful music television.
MTV?
Yes. For all of
TRL?
You people. Yeah, TRL. VH1.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I used to record my shit.
Yeah.
And then learn that way.
That's actually how I learned. I honestly learned off of YouTube. I would watch how-to dancing videos.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I'd watch like music videos. I would play them back like slowly in 360.
That's how you do it, man.
That's how I learned.
Shit.
No, that's how I learned. And honestly, I'm gonna cut forward. Nowadays, how people are learning dance virtually, and then like some people, they'd say like some of the people that I've like danced with, they're like, "Oh, I have trouble learning off of a screen," and I'm like, "This is my age. This is what I was built for."
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Like VHS. The way I did it was like I'd record the music video.
Yeah.
I'd do it that way and learn all the choreo in sync. Usher. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the people complaining that they can't learn off YouTube. Yo, there's a slow-mo option.
Yeah.
Literally to go frame by frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's honestly that's how I learned, and it came in handy. Like nowadays, if I had to take like a Zoom class, or if I've had to learn things like off of YouTube, oh yeah, I used to do that in my room when I was 15. So backtracking. I moved down here in 2010, and I just in the beginning of the year at UCI, everyone has their workshops. All of the dance teams.
Oh yeah, there's like hella dance teams in UCI.
Yes, because the start of the school year is also the beginning of audition season. So people are having all their workshops. They're doing like the festivals and the fairs, and they have all these flyers, and they're like, "Come dance with us," and I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah. And so I would just be at workshops. Like my first week in college, I was just going to workshops back to back to back to back.
Damn.
Yeah, and I just loved it.
Those were the days.
Yeah, free workshops, $5 workshops, $1 workshops, donation workshops. I'm like, yeah. Sign me up. Parking structure here, over there, over here. Oh, yes.
I'm curious. Like before, like just a quick tangent. Did the other dance crew companies there ever rival each other? Oh, fuck this Were they ever like that?
I
Because that's a lot of like groups in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it was friendly. The community was friendly, but the underlying factors of competitions were you still wanted to win.
Yeah. That's fair.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, hey, we're cool, but also we're gonna work on our set over here, and we're gonna make sure it's really good. Yeah.
And you guys all practice a different parking structure, so you guys never saw each other.
Yeah. Yeah, but even then, it was always hard to be on campus because we were the campus or the dance teams that were not associated with the campus, like they couldn't like practice there. We'd have to move structures. We would have to be, okay, we'd get kicked out of this one structure, or we'd move down a floor, or we'd find another structure, and then they'd just kick us out, and we'd be like jumping to here and there and here and there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was that oh yeah, going back to you doing workshops, before, what did you do and what led you to the team you actually chose?
I honestly just tried out for everyone because in my head, it wasn't so much about being on the team for the name. It was about going and getting the experience. So yeah, so my first audition was for Common Ground, like way back in 2010. And then I auditioned for this team, MCIA. And then I danced on this one team, INSA. And then from there, I started just branching out, like being on teams, but also just exploring, like I would end up dancing on projects and I'd be like, oh, like you have a team this way. And then I would just end up going places to dance with different people. And I ended up like finding friends who just wanted to dance. So a few of my friends, we'd actually drive down to Sanitas like every Tuesday, and we would go take class from Chris Martin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. That was like the journey that I kind of ended up on. And I was just like finding people. I ended up staffing for Boogie Zone. And so staffing for Boogie Zone, I would staff and then I just go take class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was just in the scene.
What years were you on Boogie Zone BZ Topia, right?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about? Oh no, are you talking about like actual like they used to have work classes every Monday and Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what's Focus?
Yeah, I would be at
That's right.
Focus. A while back.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I remember that's when it just used to be there. Then it expanded to Alhambra. I was like, God damn, man.
Yeah, and then Torrance, and then they had the giant studio in Torrance.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah, they rebranded, I think, to Epicenter or something like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
So,
crazy. Yeah, so that's how I started. And then from there, I ended up on Common Ground, and then I also ended up on this other team called the Prototypes. And then
with Crane?
It was either after or before. I think it was before. Yeah. And then, oh wait, no, that's Eccentrics.
Oh shit, that's right.
I
Sorry.
have so many teams.
I'm like, okay.
I was like, I feel like there was probably a moment where he did dance on Proto.
I'm
but
confusing.
It wasn't when.
Crane, I don't know if you ever happen to be watching this. Feel free to correct me. Yeah, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And then I ended up on Core, which is the other dance company that I'm currently on. Yeah. And I've been on that since 2013.
Oh, wow. You're still active on dancing with them? Nice. How did you, because I know some of these teams are only dependent on if you're a student. Is that right? Or do you, and then after that,
you have to leave. Once you graduate the school, you graduate the team.
So yeah, like how did you go about, you were in Common Ground. So Common Ground wasn't school dependent?
No.
Oh, shit. See, that's
everything. Yeah.
So confusing, man.
Teams would just dance there, but they wouldn't necessarily be associated with the school. It's crazy.
Okay.
Because some people would go to my school like more often than actual students who came to the school. Yeah, for rehearsal. Yeah.
So how did you get into Core?
Hold on, let me backtrack. Core on Proto, I had danced with Sonali.
Oh, Sonali's beast, man.
Yes, amazing, just a friggin' powerhouse. Ah, so good. And then from there, I met Kayla on dancing on Proto too. And then from there, they ended up having their own project for MaxtOut, which they graciously invited me to dance with them on, and I never left.
Oh wow! So you're like one of the original founding members.
Like one of the original dancers.
Dang,
yeah.
Was Brandon one of the original too?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I never left. I haven't left since.
Have you ever been in a position of leading your own project?
That I have not. And I think now stepping away from, because being a dancer and being a part of other people's projects, I've more so had that like follower mentality. But now that I think just amidst like the pandemic and not being able to dance as much with people, it's kind of given me my own voice as an artist. And I'm trying to tap into that more. It's hard because I'm so used to just tagging along with what other people are doing. And I realized that, and I didn't want to, I like doing that. I love doing, core is awesome, and doing the projects that we have for core is my own. I think I've attached so much to it because it was my own dream to do that. But now, there was a little bit of a break, but being away from it, I was like, I really just want to take ownership and create something that is just purely my own vision. It's hard.
In regards to dancing, because I'm curious, how dance made an impact on your life. Yeah. How old were you when you started dancing? Because high school?
No.
Elementary?
Well, I started doing cheerleading, elementary school cheerleading. Does that really count? I guess.
It's like a foot in the door.
Yeah, it's a foot in the door. And that's actually, is that when I started learning on YouTube? So I started performing essentially in elementary school. And then I did Winter Guard and Color Guard when I was in middle school. And so I'd be with the band, swinging my flags around, getting hit in the head and stuff like that. It's a commitment. And I did drumline too. And so I was very active performing and also active in music. So I already had that foot in the door, and it kept going into high school. And high school is actually where I started to dance not with weapons in my hands. Yeah.
I'm in my head, you're dancing with friggin' full on swords.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it translated over to me now dancing with swords again. So
yeah.
It's like home. Having weapons in my hands it's very familiar to me. So.
No, the lead up to it is how do you feel like your life would be if you didn't dance?
I don't know who that person would look like.
Or how do you think dance has affected you in who you are and your growth?
Dance has helped me to refine my personality and also refine how I process and how I interact with the world. And it's helped me to be a lot more, I'm not afraid to really just make a fool of myself or to.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
With you and Noelle in downtown LA.
Yeah. Oh my God. So weird. So strange. But there are some things that I've noticed with people who don't do
or
that
karaoke.
Normally.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. That was amazing.
Insert B-roll. Oh
yes.
my God.
Oh my God.
One of the best karaoke nights ever. You guys should be seeing the B-roll clips by now, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. That was a really fun. We need to do that again. That was awesome.
Yeah.
There were so many things that happened. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead, and how it refines and how you communicate with the world.
Yeah. So I've noticed that sometimes when I meet people who aren't that, I don't know, I feel like they're more apprehensive to meet new people or to be afraid of saying something or do you think this is weird if I do this? And I've dressed up, I've crossplayed and I've had we did a shoot and there was a lot of paint. I licked paint off of my hand. I've done so many things that you don't really see or normally do as walking down the street. And I'm just yeah, it's cool to be weird. It's fun to be weird. It's fun to not worry about if someone's gonna reject you or whatnot. I'm just you know what? That's life. That's the beauty of there being 7 billion other people out in the world.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's helped me to build myself up to know that I am still worthy as a person if people accept or reject me.
Oh yeah, worthiness is such an interesting thing. I feel a lot of what holds people back is their own worthiness issue.
Yes.
Am I worth doing this X, Y, and Z? And therefore sometimes they end up self-sabotaging themselves.
Yes.
Because they're scared, and because they're scared they end up doing scarce moves, and then therefore that feedback loop, see, I told you it was going to work.
Yes.
Therefore feeds their
their
lack of-
assurance that it's not gonna work.
yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
God,
I totally see that, yeah.
like a terrible cycle.
Uh-huh.
There's a question. Oh yeah, one thing that I've been curious about. I think I ask a lot of people this is like, why did you want to join Temper Tantrum? Because one, it was literally new when you came on. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no one's gonna want to join another 3 years. Because we're new. There's plenty of crews out there. We're new. Like, we're not big names. We're just, a bunch of assholes that just want to have fun.
That should be that is the mission statement. We're just a bunch of assholes that want to have fun.
That's the mission statement.
Perfect.
We're like putting that into our what do you call it? Our pitch deck. Yeah. Or when we're like reaching out to brands, like Temper Tantrum. Oh, bunch of hired, working with fucking McDonald's.
A bunch of assholes.
Exactly what we're looking for.
Yes. Amen. Joining Temper Tantrum. Okay, so I joined Temper Tantrum because Brandon asked me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I'll go a little bit into that because at that point I wasn't dancing actively on core, and it was just a crazy time in my life where I felt like I had lost like a piece of my identity because I'd been on core for so long. But I think because core essentially was my own, like what I had wanted to do as a child and like literally brought to life. I think that was like another reason where I was just like, I felt a little bit empty, but I think in my head I didn't want to think that it was that I was feeling so empty as like I actually was.
You were in denial.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, there we go. That's a better way of putting it. Yeah. And then I had reached out to Brandon, I think, just to say hi. Just be like, hi, I miss you. I love you. That's literally what I'll do. I'll be like, hi, I miss your face. And he's like, hi, I miss you too.
I can fucking hear him.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Brandon.
Yeah. And then he's like, and then we just got into conversation and he was like, oh, and I told him I wasn't dancing actively on core. And he's like, oh, do you want to join Temper Tantrum? I was like, okay.
It is that.
And that because he had said that another one of our other dancers on core, she was going to join too. And I was like, okay. And
is it Bevan?
Yeah, Bevan.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. I remember, but she emailed me saying she couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And then he's like, here's the studio. And I was like, so far. And I was like, all right. And I was just down because I wanted to, I just wanted to dance and I just wanted to learn something new. And then that night, we learned like 7 pieces and I was like, ooh, my pickup. Rusty.
Oh, that's right. What was this one? This was the Donut Life?
Yeah, the Donut Life.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a lot.
It was like boom. And I was like, all right, here we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, but I just kind of walked in and then I was late too because I was probably working or some shit like that. And I just walked in and I was like, I guess we're learning now. Yay.
Oh yeah. This was like during like beginning of December and when things were starting, like we were getting word, potential another lockdown happening. I'm like, no, we got to get this done ASAP. Oh, so we're just cramming everything into one night and then that's it. That was wow.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that night because Brandon started to, because you guys did casting and then everyone started to like walk their pieces and Brandon, like he brought me in, he was about to start his and I was like, wait, I'm not going to be there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, sorry.
Wait, why couldn't you go?
Oh, I had work, but I hadn't chosen to take it off because I told him when I first started, I was like, I'll audition, but I was like, I just didn't want to take the time away for work to just do a new project.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I look at it and I was like, oh, look fun. I guess I'll just have to be part of the next project.
I mean, there's been a lot of projects I feel like we've done since then. A lot of, what do you call it? Podcasts, tutorials, freestyle videos. Damn, we did a lot of shit, dude.
Yo, there's so much content.
And then we have a full-on month happening.
Uh-huh.
So this month and then August, all of August, I'm going to try to catch up on editing that.
You got it. I'm here for you in spirit.
Oh my God. So what were your first impressions?
I was like, okay, everything's getting done like super fast. Like people are on their shit and I have to be on my shit as much as everyone else. So I was like, all right, cool. I guess my standard has to be up here. And I think I hadn't been dancing a lot. I'd been working out, but like dancing is so different than just like running and
That's
working
true.
out. It's so different. I was afraid my pickup was going to be like really bad. And thankfully it was not.
What do you call it? One thing that I definitely enjoy about everyone is everyone's kind of goofball.
That's true.
And we're also like at the same time a different variety of ages. I remember this one dinner we were having with Diego. Diego used to be the youngest.
Yeah.
He was like 24 at the time.
Aww.
And then it's me and Crystal, we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
We're talking about housing markets and shit. And then Diego's like, I'm just trying to finish class, man. What the fuck you guys talking about?
You just,
So yeah.
here I am, man.
Yeah. You said you wanted to eventually like lead your own. We previously touched on one of the concept videos that you want to do.
Yeah.
What else do you like envision for yourself in terms of your artistry?
It's a great question because I think I really more so thought about that specific project.
The one, how long?
Yeah.
How long have you been sitting on that versus mine?
Okay, it's been like 6 months?
No, yeah, because just to give
Yeah.
you guys context, we ate dinner before this.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, and I told I've been sitting on one of my projects for 2 years, and she's like, oh, I don't feel bad now.
I didn't feel as bad because I finally finished the treatment and I was like looking around for places to film and then I was like, it's been so long. These 6 months just went by like that. And I was like, and then he told me I've been sitting on this project for like 2 years and I was like, okay, well, I don't feel as bad anymore. Thank you. I feel like that actually, that made it easier for me to think about and actually be okay with touching back on and like picking up, like taking my cosplays out and actually working on them. And because I feel like the longer that you like, that your like mental struggle isn't normalized, the more you're going to actually not do it. Yeah. But like the more that you get, it gets normalized. Yo, it's like it's fine. Like sometimes it just happens that way, and I'm like, okay, now
yeah, because thankfully we're not like working in some sort of studio where there's hard deadlines.
Yeah.
If you're working with fucking a studio, gotta get it done within the year.
Yeah.
I was telling her simply one of the projects that I want to do with Temper Tantrum, and for me, it's the scale of this project is scary. And I'd like to think I've done a lot of cool things already.
Yeah, you have.
And then, thank you.
Don't discredit yourself.
but just the scale of what this is. But I also know the potential impact this story can have is something that's like, I think would have such a great payoff because I told her the story because it's really good. And it's, for me, just from my honest part of the journey, it's like, I feel like I'm one phone call away and actually making it happen. But also it's that one phone call, meaning it's a snowball that everything, the storyboards have to be done quicker, locking in rehearsal dates, massive amount of coordination because this is probably going to be a full on 12-hour day. It's just like that kind of coordination is like, it's not like what we did with Body Positivity where it's like a 6-hour shoot, pretty easy, one location.
You say 6 hours, just 6 hours, 12 hours. Honestly, 12 hours or 16 hours. Like after doing that now, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? 12 hours, let's do it.
Yeah, after being on set all day, and then, So then,
but it's a lot to coordinate. It's so much. Yeah.
Exactly. Because I'm definitely thinking like someone needs to be production coordinator, and like in my head, because I can't be trying to make sure everyone's okay while trying to get this shot, and because this. One of this, just to give you guys context, one of the things, it's going to be at one location, but it's a big location and we're moving around. It's not in a small studio.
Yeah.
So
but even then, that day that we did Body Positivity, we were shooting, it was one location, but we were moving from here to here. Oh, wait, hold on. You got to go over there. People move your stuff. Okay. We have to and we were just moving around, and it was cool because we could use the small space for all of that. But also it was like, okay, now I need to be, because I can't be sitting here because you might use the spot within the next like 10-15 minutes, so I can't just get comfortable sitting right here.
Yeah, they were like that's one thing I really loved working with everyone was just like found a way to be supportive to make sure everything went smoothly. Yeah, that's like it. And that's one of the reasons. It's like, you know how some people are afraid of failure. It's like some people, for me, in my case, is afraid of, I guess, the quote unquote yes or the success, because that's one thing a lot of people don't think about is like what comes after you get what you want, and then is a huge amount of responsibility. And then that amount of responsibility is honestly scary to me. But I also know, like, this is one of the projects I would love to do. Like, I know I will regret if I don't do it. Yeah. If I go to the grave, this is one of the things I really want to do.
Yay!
Oh, God. Just think about it.
That means you can't die yet.
That means I just have to be immortal.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no! Oh, no.
Sorry, yeah, your project, your undertaking, your own experiences of everything.
Yeah, with that, I think... Because when I was doing the treatment and like trying to answer all like these questions, not even a lot of questions of what do you want, what's the message of the story? And I thought about it and I was like, it's so selfish. It's honestly just one of my own like personal fan fictions that I want to come to life.
It's honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I was like, I wrote in the treatment and I was like, honestly, this is for all you Zutara fans out there. Like, literally,
you're definitely hitting a target.
A very targeted demographic.
Yeah.
But it's cool because that targeted demographic is ride or die.
Fair, yeah, and I feel like creating this content, that video would definitely be a visual effects challenge, which I would like to undertake. But I definitely think a lot of people will definitely. It's a huge win all the way around. It's like it's a new concept. You get to create something. Some Avatar fans get to see something different, and we get to show what we can do with dance aside from just doing another dance video.
Yeah, and actually, because I also wanted to. One thing that we had been doing on Core as well was doing a lot of stunts and fight choreography, and that's something that I did want to incorporate into the project as well. But I think it'd be so cool if we had a day where we just like partnered up and actually practiced that and like, did that with Temper Tantrum too, because that's just like a whole nother like skills. I would like to be on a tumble floor. Anyways, but
you'd be what?
I would like to be on like a tumble floor or like at least have crash pads so that we aren't just dying on the wood floor.
On the wood floor.
But I think that'd be so cool, and that'd be like another cool element to bring other than just dance.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Because you brought up the idea of tumbling, and in my head I'm also thinking Temper Tantrum versus Temper Tantrum takes a tumbling class.
Oh my God, wait, that would be so much fun. Yes, that would be so much fun.
We just all of us are the students.
Yeah,
we're all doing it, and we got to learn how to do some tumbling.
Yeah, like with the little 6-year-olds. Oh my God, they're like so much fun. Yeah, and you're just like, cause that's how I learned. Just
ultimate basics.
Yes, super basic, like dive roll.
That's definitely an idea.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Temper Tantrum versus content that I would like us to do.
I still want to do the fitness,
the presidential fitness test.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I would be down to do that.
Oh my God, that'd be so much fun. What are the requirements of that?
I forgot what it was. There's a channel that Max had me watch. It's called Honest, and they were just doing a whole bunch of random. It's a variety show. They're just doing a whole bunch of other stuff. It's really Temper Tantrum versus is really inspired from that. Just like we're just gonna do live. Like idea is live in person. Like we just do shit. Like one of them is for sure we do an escape room together.
Oh my God.
Another one is where we do what do you call it? I'm gonna do it with Vision Paradox as well. Is where we do 3D maze together and we're fighting zombies together. Another one is what else is there? Ghost hunting in the LA Zoo.
Oh my God! Hey demons.
So yeah, just like to do that kind of just to create that kind of content, because again, like I'm said, like with you guys in a lot of meetings, I'm trying to create a brand. There's the dancing stuff, but also trying to sell the group personality and the dynamic. JK Films. No, but I don't know who they are. Okay. Yeah, because I want, like I said, like I think I love everyone in the group, and I think as a group we're funny as fuck. So
we're a bunch of assholes that just want to have fun.
So then
it's really that's.
Then and just perform. Like obviously the dance is gonna be like the content, but it's not as easy to create that type of content, so to speak, because we have to book the space,
Yeah.
cast. We have to do the rehearsals.
Yeah.
I feel like Temper Tantrum versus. We just gotta. Who wants to play against a professional basketball player?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's just that's a
Did I
little
win?
easier. Podcasts are easier because we're just literally sitting down right now. I don't need Joey or everyone to. We're just literally doing it right now.
Yeah.
How long do you think you're gonna have dance in your life?
Forever.
Forever, even though you. Oh, when you were dancing in college, were your parents supportive of you about that? You're Filipino, right?
I know. Yes,
Okay,
I am.
because I was.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're Filipino? Because if your parents support you, gotta. I'm just kidding.
That's fair. My dad has always been supportive of my dancing. He has always followed core. He asked me about like how is so and so doing? Like how is Kayla doing? How are my
That's
teammates
cool.
doing?
Hey, Tito.
Yeah. He actually came to, this was 2 years ago. He finally came to one of our performances and got to see us live. And that performance,
Where you fucked up?
no, it's not even that I fucked up. My costume decided to fall off. Yeah, it was just my pants. I was playing Urza. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know how the Velcro, but I was dancing and then it yeeted itself off me. And then another one of our dancers, Roston, he tried to just yeet it off stage and then it didn't really go anywhere. I was like, out of all the performances to have costume mishap, and that's not like not the first costume mishap that I have had, but I was like, out of all the ones where it has to, I was like,
yeah. So when your dad was there, okay.
Yeah, but he's always been very supportive, and he always like messages me. Like, actually, during the period where I wasn't active, he was like, "Are you still on core?" And I was like, "I am. I'm just not active right now." And he was like, "Okay," but yeah. So he's been really supportive. My mom she's been supportive. I think just not as vocally supportive as my dad has been and has us, and like actually been as active. Yeah. But supportive still.
That's good.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I'm one of the weird few.
Yeah, you have supportive parents.
Yeah.
Tell you it's not a waste of time, and you're not gonna get in your dancing.
Uh-huh.
Does dance pay your bills?
Yeah. It can. Actually, now that I've mentioned costume and wig mishaps, oh my God. I feel really bad, but it's taken me a long time to come as far as I have to not have as many mishaps. That one was very...
Do you usually have mishaps?
I had a lot when I first started on core. There's this one that we had for WonderCon. I was cosplaying Mystique. So we had a costume take.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. set, and then it went to an X-Men set.
Good show.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not canon anymore.
I know. Why?
Pisses me off.
Let's not get started on that. Anyways. Oh my God. So I went to change. I was playing Reyna from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then I went to
badass.
change into Mystique. And this is before I understood what wig pins were, which pin your wig into your head.
Okay.
And so I maybe had like 7 minutes to do a full change and do my makeup. And yeah.
That's stressful.
Yeah. And so this was maybe, I think in like 2015 or 16. And I got back on stage and I started dancing and I hadn't pinned it in. I was just relying on the elastic of the wig itself, and then it started. So then there's this one part where we're doing conga and I lean back and it just falls off my head.
Yikes.
So what do? I pick it up and I start whacking with it, because what else am I going to do?
Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. And so that was a really big one in the Microsoft Theater. Yeah. For WonderCon. But it worked because I was Mystique, and that is my transformation.
That's a clever way to save it. You're just like, well, I'm transforming.
Yes,
and you're
and you're just like, woo! I'm just a new person now. Okay, bye.
What was it, the Nick Miller dance? Did you watch Nick?
Yes, I freaking love New World. So good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Shit. Okay, so you and I both felt
Mm-hmm.
have experience in competing and doing exhibitions. Share your competitive experience.
Oh, my competitive.
And then the now experience where it's all exhibition. And then those of you who've never competed, it is one hell of a...
Oh my God.
Come in a little
Okay.
bit. I was trying to make sure you're in no frame. Okay.
So
Look shorter.
the competitive experience.
I'm trying to be taller right now.
Yeah. No, I've been, because like when I sit back, I feel like I like sink in. So I want to have this like upright
okay.
presence. So that's why I've been putting my elbow
Huzzah,
on here.
I'm
Yeah.
tall now.
Yeah, it helps.
I'm like
yeah.
here. I'm like, I'm so comfortable.
Yeah. You're like, this is how I normally sit at my desk. So my competitive experience, when I danced on Common Ground, we did competitions like Vibe, Bridge, we did Body Rock, we did HHI.
Oh man, HHI.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I didn't even do HHI with Common Ground. I did HHI only with Proto. Yeah.
Even then, prepping for that.
Yeah, it's insane, but it's really cool. It's really fun because it's just this hellish experience where you're just in it together and you're dancing very intensely for long hours until you get to HHI, which is in Las Vegas, and it's hot. And sometimes if you don't have rehearsal space, you rehearse outside in the heat, and you're just dedicated because that is the mentality of competition. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And then for that brief moment in time of just pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
Because HHI, for those of you guys who don't know, is literally like
It's the-
Olympics for the
It's
hip-hop choreography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Hip Hop International. I was like, no, that's what HHI stands for. Hip Hop
It's
Olympics.
Hip Hop International
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yes, there we go.
And that whole week is like you're getting ready for the USA qualifiers.
Yeah.
You got to qualify, and then you got to do worlds.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're totally good. And even not for HHI, but competing in different competitions, like even different local competitions, there was this mentality of I have to, like, if I have multiple, like, I want to have multiple performances, like, throughout the day. And if I have back-to-back performances, that's even like that's cool.
Like in more than one group?
Yes. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was totally a mentality because that was the thing. If you were dancing with different teams, then you're a good dancer. That means that people like want you on their projects.
You got the
and that
resume.
Exactly. You have this long resume of projects that you've been on, and you just list different teams. I danced with this person, I danced on this project, and that was a mentality.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember being on a lot of projects
Yeah.
too.
There was this one competition for Fusion actually, and I had, even for Ultimate Brawl, I had performances like literally back to back. And for my last so I performed first with Proto, and then I performed with Core, and then at the end we performed like third to last with Common Ground. And literally the entire day I was running back and forth between rehearsals. So I'd break out one rehearsal and then I'd go to the other one and break from that and go to the other one. And literally when we were in the hole to go on stage, I looked at one of my teammates and I literally just started crying. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm so tired. Why do we do this?" Like at the end of the day, I was like, this was an awesome experience. I danced so much. I got to be with people and like dance with people that I love and yada yada yada. But like that entire mentality of literally giving everything until you are like mentally and physically drained was not very healthy. Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember. I've never had that many back-to-backs as far as I know. The most was just like family business, then culture shock, and then that's it. Yes. And even that, I'm good. I don't want to be on anything else.
Thanks. Yeah, I definitely had that mentality when I was younger.
How are the rehearsals? The rehearsal hours?
The rehearsal hours, they were honestly just a number. Like rehearsal, like I look back now and I'm like, why can't we have that same 3 or 4 hour rehearsal and actually just be done with our set the same day.
How long were the rehearsals?
Maybe 4 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like, so not like the other competitive like groups are rehearsing until like 3 a.m. or
Well,
something.
that was like, that's the thing, because we would still have our regular rehearsals like 3 days a week, and then we'd have Hell Week, and then during Hell Week we'd either change the set or re-refine things or go over things that we had already done. And I was like, it was a cool experience and it was really fun bonding with people, but I look back on it and I was like, why did we not use our time more wisely?
Yeah.
I can choreo cookies, have an entire set, and win first place, and they don't have a Hell Week.
They don't have a Hell Week?
No!
I think that's a great example of having a clear artistic vision.
Yes, that's true.
Because I feel like when you have to redo things all the time,
Yeah.
that means a lot of uncertainty. And while I'm all for the artistic vision, I think the artistic vision part should be done before you step foot into rehearsal. Because if you're trying to change formations in the middle of rehearsal, you got people who's just fucking standing there twiddling their thumbs, not doing shit, and it's like we're wasting people's time.
Yeah, but even then, there's only so many ways that you can like re-choreo or like re-block a piece to where it's your. I don't know. Kayla, she made this great analogy. Like, dance is like grammar. Your moves are your words and your like periods and your punctuation. And sometimes there's only, for me, I'm like, there's many different ways I can rewrite one sentence. But at the end of the day, like as long as I have that sentence written, then can I just move on from there?
Yeah,
you know?
it's like good is better than not finished.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Done is better than.
Yeah, done is better than. Because one thing that I think started to drive me nuts at the days of competition is you're still fucking practicing. And one of my stories I liked hearing, I think it was about Floyd Mayweather. I think Triple H, I don't know if you follow wrestling. But
I do. Sasha Banks. Love her. She's my favorite. Yeah.
I'm actually going to love you. Then Triple H went to go visit him. I think I could be getting my story wrong. But anyways, Floyd Mayweather was watching TV all day on the fight day. And Triple H was like, aren't you training? He's like, I've done all the training I can. Like, if I'm still having to train today, then I haven't prepared properly.
Exactly.
So I'm like, and that's when I heard that. So I was like, so why the fuck do we need to exhaust ourselves before we go on stage?
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like rehearsals, I'm imposing like rest periods. Like you have to rest at the top of every hour.
Yeah.
So, because the rest part is important.
It is. It's so important because it only gives so much when you don't have anything.
Yeah. One thing that I think Max admired about you, and I sent her the rough cut for body positivity. He's like, you got guns, and you have guns, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, shit. Bro. Dude, like, then that's one thing. Because you, just based off assumption, like, taking care of the body.
Yeah.
And what's your perspective on physical health, rest and recovery, mental health? I guess that's a loaded question, but here we go. It's a plan.
Here you go. Attack it how you want. Okay. I'm very active. I think not even when I started to go to the gym more, but even when I was dancing, because like when I first started dancing, and actually my entire life, because I've been in sports. I played soccer for a really long time.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I did. I tore my ACL playing soccer. We'll get to
high school?
Yeah, high school.
Okay, we'll go into that.
Yeah. Or no, actually middle school. I didn't start. It was like right before I got in high school. Anyways, that's actually why I joined Winter Guard. But I've always been active my like entire life. So now I think people might think going to the gym or working out and doing stuff like that as more of a chore. I think of it as a lifestyle. I can't imagine going like how many days and not like being active, and I can feel it as well. But it helps to create this like discipline mentality, because it forces me into like into routine, and it helps me. It honestly helps to alleviate a lot of stress that I get from work. So I love working out. Sometimes I think I could be a little bit more efficient at it, but it helps me. Yeah, being active like really helps me, and it helps me not feel bad about like things that I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like if I want to eat a cookie, then I'm like, cool, awesome, I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna feel as bad because I know that I'm like putting in that effort on the side to feel good about myself and feel good about how the way that I look.
Yeah, because in a sense you're using that energy from the cookie in your exercises anyways.
Yeah, I love being active. Actually, I love also like being strong. I know that's weird. I feel like that's a weird, not a weird thing to say, but I've always had this very like masculine energy, where this like masculine, like independent energy. Like there are times where I feel like I am a little bit more feminine, and especially actually in my dance too. Like even when I'm dancing, I feel like I dance more like big and like want to like punch you in the face with my dancing, but over there, not physically, because I don't want to.
Just by my performance.
Yes, by my performance. I like being able to stand and have a strong aura, and where you can feel the way that you can feel my energy and feel my presence, and I'm not even doing anything. And I love that. And I honestly, working out helps me to build confidence and know that I have that energy, because I physically can probably just yeet you.
Because I know I can destroy you.
Yeah.
That's definitely like one of the reasons I work out, is for the health reasons I told you earlier.
Yeah.
But one of them is you're intentionally, that's always been like my metaphor of it, is like you're intentionally putting yourself through a breakdown, and you're putting yourself through a kind of hellish place.
Yeah.
This is my mentality. It should be whatever it looks like for everyone. It should be fun. Make it fun. For me, like the pain is fun.
Yeah.
Because in my head, if I can go through this, like pain, and then I can go through any kind of pain breakdown that I'm facing.
True.
Because it's like you're doing it on purpose. So you're mentally training yourself right now through the hard shit. And as a result, you get stronger. You take care of your health.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with life. Albeit you can't, tragedies, God forbid, like it doesn't happen every day.
Yeah.
But it helps you to have that strong mentality of like, I've been through like a mental, it gives you a lot of mental strength, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But also like the whole mental benefits of like, I guess your endorphins, and it involves doing something active with your body, because like you said, it helps with the stress of your work.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like a release of energy that I think is stored up in the body.
Yeah.
So, and you talked about routines, and when we're eating, you talked about your morning routine. What do you want to share about your morning routine?
My morning routine. I wake up.
I'm ready now. We would assume that's the first thing you do when you wake up.
That'd be funny. You're like, my morning routine, I'd shower. You don't even wake up.
You wake up in the shower, like, what the fuck is happening?
But really though, you're just like. Okay, have you?
Oh my god, that's so good. Oh my god.
Have you ever had those? There are times where I've been with friends and I like got drunk. There are times where you like, get drunk and then you wake up.
Or you black out?
No.
What you're talking about?
Yeah, you just all of a sudden you're like talking, and then all of a sudden you wake up.
Like that, and like right after. Oh, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'm sober now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you were talking to your friend, and then all of a sudden you're on the couch and you wake up, and I'm like,
I'm sober now.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, what happened?
I've had those moments. I know. Do you smoke?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
I do it like, what do you call it? What is it? Recreationally. So I know my layers. Like I could feel like it for me when I'm high. I feel like blankets are being removed as I could feel myself about to sober up.
You're like,
the last layer is being revealed.
And you're like, no. And then you're like, my eyes have been opened.
Yeah, and then with drunk, I'm just like, I feel like I metabolize my alcohol pretty quickly, so it's hard for me to get drunk.
Yeah.
Because after I drink, I gotta go pee.
And you're like, dang it.
So, but for me, it's like I feel like there's a heavy veil on my head. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, it's like, I'm sober now.
You're like, well, that was fun. Here we go.
Time to go home.
Okay.
The fuck we're talking about?
Morning routine.
Oh, your morning routine. That's the worst.
I wake up. There we go. My morning routine. So I can't not say it. I wake up.
No, that's the forever image in your mind.
I wake up. Okay. Because everyone, I guess you don't have to wake up when you get up in the morning.
I rise.
Yes. I levitate from the bed. Not yet conscious, but I go into my regular routine. This is something that I actually recently started doing. When I wake up in the morning, I want to, because I realized when my eyes would open, I would immediately start thinking of work. And I was like, oh my God, how sad, but also how anxious of me to immediately start thinking about things that I have to do at my job. And I just woke up and I didn't like that. So what I've been trying to do is say like a little morning prayer where I'm just thankful that I get to be on this earth, and I get to, no matter what happens today, I get to bless someone somehow, or talk to people, or be with my loved ones. And those are the thoughts that I try to put in my head once I wake up. And it's like you have to, yes, be active about the way that you're thinking. However, like the more that I can gain control of my mindset earlier in the day, I think the more I can go throughout the day without having a mental breakdown or something like that. So I do that, and then I'll shower, brush my teeth, all the regular stuff, put my makeup on. And actually when I put my makeup on, I put a meditation on just in my AirPods, and I'll listen to it. And it gives me this kind of zen. Even though I'm like getting ready, it's nice to like hear those things in my ear, like to just take a deep breath. And then I'm like, oh, because
you weren't breathing?
Oh, sometimes you're not. Yeah. And like on stage, you're like,
oh yeah,
I didn't breathe. Oh,
that's I'm out of breath.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's why I want to die. And that's my morning routine, and that helps me to set my mindset for the day and know that whatever is going to come out of this day, I'm going to come back home and know that I'll still be alive, and also thankful that I'm just where I am. I am where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use any apps for the meditation, or is it just a YouTube video?
Videos. Yeah. I use Goodful.
Never heard of it.
Okay. Well, I was looking
links will be in the description.
Yeah. And actually at night, I play sleep meditations.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Is it like white noise kind of thing? Do you do that before bed, or are you playing it throughout your sleep?
I play it throughout my sleep. Yeah, it's cool. I think I listen specifically to like doxy meditations, and depending on what I may be like feeling or something like that, like just hearing, I can hear it in my dreams. It's weird, but
Inception.
Yeah, that's subliminal like messaging. But because hearing it like when I'm like in my subconscious, sometimes it helps me remind myself that I don't fall into like negative like mental health patterns, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it helps to evade subconsciously some things that I want to keep saying to myself in my head, even when I'm like not. When I'm not conscious, or like when I am conscious, and then those things will come back and it'll help, I guess, kind of like reset. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're talking about. Because the brain, like, evolutionarily, because our brain hasn't evolved to catch up with the times. Yeah. It's primarily still like the hunter kind of mentality. Yeah. So it's prone to look at the negative things for survival. True. Which is why it's natural for our brains to be like all the things that stress us out at work. Yeah. But anyways, that's why it's so much more of an effort for us to actively take care of our whatever is going through our mind, and to recognize those negative thought patterns, and to
be active about preventing those negative thought patterns too.
When did you start taking into serious consideration about like your own mental health and self-care?
I don't know if I would, let's see, maybe about a couple years ago, I started being more aware of how important it was to listen to something, like have that positive like feedback, or that positive, I guess, audios or positive go into my brain. I don't know how to word right now. This vocabulary. Okay, I need to read a book or something like that. But yeah, maybe about a couple of years ago, I had wanted to get. I became way more conscious about what I was feeding my brain. There we go. There's a sentence. And but it's so true. Like, what you feed into your brain is also what's going to come out. And I wanted to be like a source of light, and I didn't want to be another person who's just kind of Nancy. And yeah, and I wanted to, that's a lot of so I just started to be way more conscious about that, and more conscious about what I was reading, or like actually reading, and understand like whatever goes into my brain is whatever is going to be put out into the world. And I wanted to feed myself something that was good, to also give that back, but also live that as well.
So did you start like listening to podcasts or audiobooks right off the bat? Like what was like something that...
Oh, that like turning point?
Yeah.
God, a couple years ago. That was, a couple of my friends, they had introduced me just to their like mentors, and I was in a place in my life where I was in a place in my life where I was like, something just needs to change. And I was further in debt than I was. And I was at a point where I just didn't feel like I was going anywhere. And I just wanted to make changes in my life to where I wasn't going backwards, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So a couple of my friends introduced me to their mentors, and I was like, okay, I am more conscious about where I am in life. And now I can take steps to be in a place where I'm not surrounded by such negative things, or even just have such a negative mentality, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, because I'd like to think that like my network has a really good mentality of like good head on their shoulders, but then when I go to like certain circles where it just feels like a energy suck, or it's not so much get away from me. It's like in my mind, and it sounds super pretentious. It's like, man, I like if only, because I like you knew like how much you have within you. Yeah. But the thing is, it's like, because who the fuck am I at the same time? But I like I've always been fascinated with the human spirit and with the human potential. For me, I guess in a sense it hurts when someone is like being so hard to themselves or mean to themselves. And in their circle, which perpetuates that, because there's a million stories out there, maybe not a million, but there's a lot of stories out there of people who've had shit circumstances and gotten out, and albeit luck may play into a factor, but that doesn't mean you have to. The fact that a story like that exists also means that you can also, there's a place for you outside of what your current shitty circumstances. That's true. And it's just, I don't know. I used to get really mad at my friend, and I wouldn't know like when they were doing stupid decisions. Yeah. And in my head, like, because I was projecting, I was like, that I could see this good in them, but I had to get to a point of like, it's not my life. Yeah. It's their decision, whatnot, and who am I to say anything? Because it's not like I'm a know-it-all or whatever.
You're Emeroy, so many things.
No, it's one thing. Honestly, like, I used to want to be a life coach.
Yeah.
But I no longer want to. I feel like I can say certain things, but I feel like at the same time, it came back to like, who am I? And then like kind of thing. Like, not so much I don't think I'm worthy of doing it. I know I can help someone, but I also feel like that's a huge undertaking in itself. But anyways, like that's a tangent. I don't know how we got here. Yeah. But yeah, like what about mental health? Do you feel free to not answer if you don't want to, like therapy or like you or
I haven't invested into therapy yet, but not like recently. I started actually when I started to become more aware of what I was like thinking and how I was thinking, and I started to journal a lot more.
Hey.
Yeah. Like I am on like my 4th journal from Target.
Damn.
Yeah.
And 20,
And
30 years from now, it's going to be a memoir and
Mhm.
everything.
actually, my Lola, she wrote an autobiography that I have yet to read. It's on a drive. But like being older now, I really want to read it because I never realized how many things she had experienced growing up in the Philippines and then moving to the US.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Especially back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
I think they came over during World War II or right after.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. And so she had come over and then they like settled in Oakland, and of course, like with the family, they'll like, or I know at least on my mom's side, my grandpa came over first and then he like got a job and then brought like my grandma and then my mom and my aunts over. And then even on my dad's side, they had come over and just like settling in the United States and like just reading like how much stuff that had happened. I was like, that was, I don't know, it's crazy because my Lolo ended up passing away when I think my dad was like 17.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I never met him, but like she had to raise, she was like the oldest of like 10 brothers and sisters and also had her own kids. So she was essentially like the matriarch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess they had my 2 aunts and then another aunt who died of like lymphoma. And then they had my dad. And then she had to raise him. And that's so much life to live. And already you haven't even gotten to like my dad, like growing up and like having his own family. And I'm like, wow.
It's like one of those things, like your grandparents at age 30,
Uh-huh.
you at age 30.
Yeah. Oh, no. My disappointment. Oh, God. Actually,
I must think,
not.
because I feel like we are a byproduct of our grandparents wanting their grandchildren to having a better lives.
Yeah.
I don't think, albeit it might look different from what they wanted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, ultimately, as a parent, I want my son to have a good life. Obviously, because like, there are some adults or parents who like, yeah, we did this. And
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but isn't your job as a parent to make sure that your kids have a good life? I mean, obviously, don't spoil that.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
But like, you don't want your fucking kids at the age of 8 working a job.
Yeah.
Like, you want them to still be a kid, because once that innocence is taken away, you don't get it back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'd say like we're both products of the previous generations trying to make life better for us, and
Yeah.
shit,
And
having choice.
Yeah.
Like, you imagine how limited you would be in the 1940s.
Yeah. Or
Like-
not living in the United States.
Or not living. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I know. Like, for me, I'm grateful that my mom moved here. Fucking like, just dealing with having to learn a new language,
Yeah.
because I know where she was at and where like I was at. If I had stayed there, I would not have been a good kid. I probably might have been involved with some bad shit.
Yeah.
Because do you know, have you heard of Tondo? It's like literally one of the worst places in Manila.
Oh.
Like, it has its own really bad reputation. It's almost like how people be like, oh, Compton and all that shit. Like, it's like gangster and all that.
East Oakland.
Yeah,
Oh,
East
God.
Oakland. Yeah, all that shit. Like, that's how it would have been. Like, Tondo is like bad. And when I was talking to Max and my mom about it, should I bring my camera there? I was like, no, you're gonna get robbed or you might die. I'm bringing it.
Oh my God.
And I brought it.
You're like, risk taken.
Because my uncles literally had a formation around me. Because I had like my backpack in front of me, and I was hugging my vlog camera tight. But it was like but I had to document it because I needed to document like where I was from, and this place was a literal like hole in the wall. Like, there's a door. It feels like you're going through the basement of a huge building. Lights like barely peeking through. No windows. Yeah, like a literal basement.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine, like, what if I grew up here?
Yeah.
And then this is it was humbling.
Yeah.
So and then I'm grateful my mom took that chance. Albeit it's not a perfect country, but there's definitely considering the alternative.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
alternative. There's definitely opportunity here to advance yourself like way past what you would have been able to like in other countries.
Yeah, going back into dancing, have you ever? You said you wanted to do industry. Have you ever done any industry auditions?
I have not. I've done Disney auditions, but that doesn't count. Does it count?
That's still work. It's
Okay.
still. It's not like so. Dance work is so hard to define
Yeah.
because there's industry where you're like doing the backup dancing, and I feel like Brandon has more say on that. I've only done backup dancing for like small artists and like up and coming Filipino artists. That's about it.
Yeah.
But they're not like mainstream. Yeah, it was like it was that was one hell of an experience. But anyways, I don't know if that's considered industry, but that's still
I feel
considered
like that's
work.
very vanilla of the industry.
Like with Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's
the
fair.
entire process. Period.
How was that? Because I've never been to a Disney audition because it's in the OC. I'm like, I don't want to drive out to the OC for work.
Yeah, this was a while ago that I did this audition or these couple auditions, but there was one, it was, I guess, like just a look audition, and there was just like this long line of,
Look,
just,
as
like,
the typecasting.
yeah,
kind of?
typecast,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and there's just like this long line of girls, and they just have you go in, they have you lined up, and then they'll just have you, they literally have the line of girls like go forward. There's like several lines, and then they typecast, and then you either go or you stay. And I was just like, okay, so they just looked at me. And then the second one that I did was for a character. I don't think it specified which one, but I think I got to like the third round of that one, and then they had cut me. But that was really interesting because there was a part where we had to like act like a character, and that's where like me being all like super weird and really comes into play. I'm just like,
I would I don't know. Like, did that work for you or against you?
it definitely worked for me. Yes, it definitely helped and worked for me. I think I was trying to act like Stitch, so that did work for me. Yeah.
When they didn't take you, or you're like, eh, or it was like, man, that sucks. Or were you?
I was like, I guess this is just, I didn't think too much of it because I was thankful to already get like to the round that I had gotten to, because I was like, okay, because I'd done like dance community auditions. So I know what it's like to go to audition and get through to the interview round and then not get taken and have that done over and over and over and over again, because that is what it is. It's you do 100 auditions to maybe get one or two.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like it's really a numbers game. You
It
just
is.
gotta just keep putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And all it takes is just that one opportunity.
Literally that
So,
one opportunity.
You
And
only get one shot.
Yeah.
To start this shit.
But I think that's like, I think people can also get that, I don't want to say like it twisted, but they have this idea of, yeah, I'll just go to this audition and it'll be great and I'll get the part.
You romanticize it.
Yes, like that entire process is definitely romanticized, and how that is played off is like people have this idea, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna do it, and they don't realize the amount of work that you have to put into it, and that's why people are like, it's just, you just go and you just, oh, that you're probably not gonna get it, but you go anyway, because it's about going and doing and getting your face like shown and understanding the game of how everything.
It's literally like a job interview.
Yes.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
kill it. You have the best answers you can for this interview.
Yeah.
So what was your first interview? Your first audition like? Where did you have the butterflies and were you like?
Okay, so my first audition, it was for Common Ground back in 2010. It was for fall, and I was a little bit intimidated because I was like, oh my gosh, we have to like be in a group and like dance with other people and put a set together, and then we have to like
You had to part of the audition was having to choreograph something?
Yeah, or so you would learn. It wasn't the same day auditions. It was like the
Oh
group.
yeah, okay. God, it's been so long.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that was
yeah,
the
yeah,
first part, and I was like, oh, I have to like meet people and then create with them, and that was that. I think when I was that age, it was I was just like very intimidated and very like, I thought lowly of myself, so I just kind of went along with what other people like thought or like what they did. And then the more I started dancing, the more I started to develop my own, okay, I've danced, let's do this formation, or let's do this effect, or let's do this. And I started to be like, oh, I can do this, yay! So that was like my first audition. I think for our group audition, it was like an adventure time. Yeah, it was an adventure themed. Yes. It was, oh my gosh, yes, it was that. Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm surprised I even remember that. But it was intense because at that time the choreography was also hard to remember because I was new to the scene and I wasn't used to dancing community hip hop. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Community hip hop, just to explain to you guys, is it's very intricate. A lot of musicality, and one would say more sound effects than counts. I'd say if there are counts, it'd be 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5, 6, pull, ga, boom.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Where it wasn't like I wasn't used to E and to da, ka, ka, and these weird movement patterns that just that didn't flow. I also wasn't used to dancing without a weapon in my hand.
You just show up to the audition with a fucking broadsword. I am ready.
But yeah, so that was my first audition, and actually getting out of that, I think it inflated my ego because I was like, oh, so this is what it's like, and my pickup had gotten better by my next audition. Okay. But yeah, that entire experience, it felt good, but definitely inflated my ego. So then when I didn't make the next audition, I was like crestfallen. But then it helped me to also develop this sense of, okay, I need to work a little bit harder to get to where I want to go.
Man, that is like such a like the typical arc. Yeah. For every dancer. Yeah, I made it. I'm the shit. Oh, I'm not getting casted. And then, or like, okay, next season. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. Oh, I don't make it. I have to redeem myself. I gotta train. I gotta show that I'm like good enough. Yeah. Next audition, show the growth, and then you make it. It's like, oh, like the story completes. Yeah. Like I'm good. But do not let my ego get in the way.
Yes. So true. So true. So true. It took me like 3 years to get on a collegiate team.
Really?
Yeah.
3 years?
Yes. Yes. Because I entered the scene. I was doing like auditions. I danced on this one on INSA. And then I was just training. And then I had auditioned for CABA. And they only have like year auditions. So I auditioned the end of the beginning of my second year. But then Common Ground had another audition that fall that I didn't do because I wanted to wait for Kaba. And then I
Kaba
auditioned
was my
for
dream team.
Yeah. That ABDC, man. My song.
It was 2004, 2003.
Oh.
When I first saw them, like in my like high school, we were already talking about like colleges we wanted to go to for the teams.
Yay!
And we would watch all these videos before YouTube. All the teams, Cobble Modern, Team Millennia, Pack Modern, they would upload the WMVs of their videos.
Oh my god.
And I would download all of them, keep them in my external hard drive just so I can watch them all.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And Cobble Modern, I think 2004, I forgot what it was. Maybe it was, I think back then it was Busta Groove or it was Vibe.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was with Ja. Yeah, when it was that, seeing their versatility in the styles, it's like, oh, they're doing locking, they're doing popping, they're doing breaking. Like, I want to be able to do all that. They were the dream team for me back then.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you think if you were to audition for your dream team now, do you think you'd make it?
Wow, I think I would. Because now I have proper locking and breaking training. Back then I was just only choreo. So now I have a lot more. I have some training under my belt.
Yeah.
A 30-year-old going to
18-year-old. 28 too, an 18-year-old. You're like, ooh, this is just like an ego buster.
I mean, it's also like a affirmation of skill, a confirmation of skills. Like, I can hang with y'all motherfuckers. One section though. That's all I can do.
This section, I'll be in front and I'm
Is
killing
Cabo
it.
still your dream team?
I don't really know if I have a dream team anymore because I feel like that version of myself that idolized that has graduated.
I honestly would still like to try. I would still like to try to dance with the Jabberwockies.
Oh, okay, wait, yeah. Jabberwockies.
It's so crazy because they came from our scene. Now they have their own residency.
Yeah.
And it'd just be fun to experience it. I don't know, career-wise, I don't think it would work out because I got a family and all this other stuff and other businesses.
Yeah. You're like, I definitely have my own set of things that's an entire...
Yeah, because I know they have the Halloween set here, so I'd like to audition for the Halloween because it's closer.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
But you were saying it took you 3 years to get into a team. What kept you going? Because it's like, I feel like some people, after they don't make it the first few times,
Yeah, they just stop.
they're just, like, why even bother? Like, diminishing returns at this point. Or maybe it feels like that way.
It did feel that way. I don't know. I just really wanted to dance. And yeah, but I think the idea of dancing on a collegiate team would solve all of my dreams. is just what kept me going, and imagining that I would be able to dance on stage like with these dancers who I've like looked up to, even though they weren't there anymore because they danced a few years prior.
But you get to be part of that legacy.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And I look back on that, I'm like, wow. Yeah. But it's so weird because once I got on the teams and like doing different projects, I did a lot of performing, and like I did the competitions, I did Vibe, I did Body Rock. I actually missed my commencement ceremony that Barack Obama spoke at for Body Rock.
Wow.
But my family did go and see him. That's fine. They got to see him.
But I had to compete.
But yes, it was my first Body Rock actually. And I don't know, looking back on that, to think of I was just so down and so ready and so willing to do whatever it took like for dance. Wow. And I don't know. I look at myself now as a dancer and as an artist, and I'm like, I think I discredit myself because maybe I'm not like doing like commercials or industry or stuff like that. But I look back and I'm like, I'm a good dancer. I'm a great dancer. My pickup's amazing.
It is.
I worked really hard to be able to do that. Like I worked on my pickup. I worked on like doing like different stunts. Like I can still do color guard and winter guard, and I can still toss like weapons, and I can work swords, and I can do stunt choreo. And I'm like, Lauren, you are a jack of all trades, and you do it really well. And I don't give myself that credit, and I should.
Yeah, you definitely have one hell of a resume, in my opinion.
Thank you.
What do you call it? What would you say to someone who was in your position when they're coming into the scene or starting their dance journey?
I would say, you're doing great, sweetie. Exactly that. To be hungry, to not like, it is totally normal to not get your first audition. It's totally normal to not get the piece that you really wanted to be in or the spot that you wanted to be in. It is totally normal to be put in the back of a set. We all started somewhere, and being like, some dancers, they make a living off of being the atmosphere in a production.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. That people do that for a living. Like Tiffany Ray Malari, she was in Wicked, and she was like the atmosphere. She did the Flying Monkeys, and I'm like, that is so cool. And you have a place anywhere on your production and in your team, and you hold a place of value even if you are not in the spotlight. So take that, and just realizing where you are and being hungry and wanting more. Don't stop at just wherever you are. Be friendly with people. Ask people questions. Ask the teacher. Go up to the teacher and say, thank you for class. Are you teaching anywhere else? Do you and be curious and talk to other people in class. Like they're just as curious as you, and they're probably intimidated to be there just like you are.
They're going to be your network eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And it pays to say hi.
Yeah.
It really does. It pays to say hi, and it pays to say thank you.
Yeah, damn. That's great stuff. Because, yeah, like, definitely huge fan of the networking thing because... And I know when I was a younger dancer, it's one of the things I definitely didn't take advantage of when I was in culture shock. Like 2000, this is 2008, 2009.
Dang.
Yeah, this is when Poriotics was in a good, like Anthony Lee was part of it. Impact and Villain were there, part of the breaking captains. I definitely did not take advantage of building a relationship with them because I was so intimidated by them.
It's never too late.
So like, no, we're good now. Like I feel like I've gotten to a point where I feel confident in myself, but I definitely know back then I was merely projecting, like trying to be big dog and trying to be like confident when I really wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. We're gonna start wrapping things up with some rapid fire questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Favorite color?
Sapphire blue.
That's very specific. What do you call it? Favorite smell?
Oh. Plumeria flowers.
I wish I can expand on these, but
This is the national flower of Hawaii. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Or it's the flower of the state of Hawaii. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
The national.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. I said it and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Of the country, technically. But what do you call it? Favorite memory?
Aw. Favorite memory? I'm having identity crisis.
Waking up.
Can we circle back around? Maybe?
Okay.
Waking up.
Are you currently reading any books?
I'm trying to finish. It's by Simon Sinek.
Start with why?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Favorite anime?
Favorite anime?
Yeah.
Inuyasha.
Ooh. That was my sister's favorite growing up.
It's really good.
You already said wrestler. Okay.
Yeah.
Least favorite place to go?
Least favorite place to I almost said work.
You wouldn't be the only one in this world.
Okay, next question.
Favorite place to be?
In the world? There is a spot in Huntington Beach, right?
In Huntington Beach?
Yeah, in Huntington Beach. It's all the way at the end of Golden West. Like you drive all the way down and then you hit the beach and then you can just park. And it's just there's not even anything significant about that part of the beach, but I've just had really good memories there. Yeah.
Okay. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I have prepared for this. I have two. So my first one is to be able to split and also fuse atoms.
That's practically a nuclear bomb.
Exactly. So I'm Bakugo.
Is that what it is? I thought it was like the glycerin and then he just...
Yeah.
Okay.
My other one is to control time in a definite space.
Elaborate.
Either speed up or slow down time. Okay. Who's watched Bleach? Anyone? Yes. Orihime. So Orihime, her powers, it's not essentially healing, but what she can do is choose, if she were to choose like right here where your wound is, she can reverse time in that specific spot to where you are healed.
Kind of like that. Oh, I forgot what
you can go forward or back.
In My Hero, the little girl's power is like rewind.
Yes,
like
Eri.
Time. Eri.
She ends up like accidentally rewinding her father. Yeah.
I mean, and
it's crazy.
Deku just using all that to.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that part was so cool. My Hero Academia, go watch it if you haven't.
Amazing. Yes, all of those animes that we just said. Bleach, My Hero.
Season 3 is my favorite.
Yes, Demon Slayer. We didn't say anything about that, but we're gonna say watch Demon Slayer. You go cry.
Okay, I had my questions in my head. Oh, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
A baker. I have this very specific memory of watching Nick Jr. with my mom in like this one morning that we got up and they were playing like different jobs and a baker came up and there was just these rows of dough and bread and I was just a very hungry child at the time. So I was like, I want to just bake so I can have all this bread with my butter.
Oh,
Toast.
simple. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the last round of questions. What's some advice you would give to your 16-year-old self?
Take more risks. Be more open with your family, and talk to your family. Don't watch so much anime.
Don't.
Actually, no. Watch more anime, but talk more.
But also talk to your family.
Yeah,
We'll
but
continue.
also talk to your family. Yes.
Talk to your family while watching anime.
Exactly.
Okay, I think 2 more questions. This one's called The 3 Truths, inspired by this one other podcast I listened to called School of Greatness. You're 80 years old, you're on your deathbed. That's it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna die at 80.
Well,
I'm still gonna
okay,
be
you're 2,000 years old. It's been 2 million.
All right, yeah. There we go.
Okay,
That sounds all right.
all your body of work is gone. There's nothing in on YouTube or on fucking VR tube, whatever the hell it is at this point.
Oh my god.
Or in our microchips on our brain, it doesn't exist. Everything's been deleted, and you're only allowed to share 3 truths that helped you become successful. What would those be?
3 truths that have helped me to become successful.
Wake up.
Huh? Actually, yeah. Wake up. It pays to say hi. And forgive faster.
Ooh, that's a good one. No, are you normally slow to forgive? Are you normally slow to forgive?
I think it depends on the situation and period. Depends on the situation.
Yeah. Okay. And last question is, how do you want people to remember you when you're gone?
I want them to remember that. I want to be remembered as someone who was just open, who was there when you needed, or who would give more than maybe what they took. I'm trying to practice being a little bit better at that, but who's just someone who could be of service to you.
I think you already do that already.
Thank you.
Just from my experience, like my short experience of you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Trying.
Even while I was setting this all up, you're trying to help. I'm like, no. You know how like people are in the kitchen, don't fucking touch anything in the kitchen while you're cooking. Don't fucking touch anything while I'm doing this.
I'm like, okay. Do you need help? I would like to be.
Okay. Where can people find you online to hang out, to follow you? Are you on the Instagrams?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. But you should also, when my class comes out, you should come and take it. It's really fun. Yay!
The one we filmed.
Yeah!
Yeah, that one.
That one! The one, yes.
That should be coming out in a couple weeks from this recording.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many classes. We released Brandon's. It's so good. He's so intense. I'm like, oh, you're I'm like in an industry class.
It really, that's what his intent. What his intention was. For those of you guys watching, like the tutorials we filmed, definitely a lot of styles, and that's why I love it. Like everyone has something unique to share, and I hope you guys do check that out, because yours is, I honestly think, is a great example of community choreo.
Oh, it is. It's community choreo.
It is so. Sure. It's like it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm sorry.
But it's like jerking.
Ah, yes.
And then
we jerked for 2 8 counts.
And then all of a sudden, 87, 80, and a 1, and a hip, and a go, and I'm like, wow, we used to do this.
We did. Oh yeah, we used to do that. And
but yeah, either way,
freestyle.
Check out her choreography. Check out her class, her tutorials.
Yeah, on my freestyle video.
And her freestyle video.
I will say, I felt really bad for not posting that for a really long time. I wanted to post it, but I honestly hated the way that I was dancing, and that's the reason that I didn't post it.
And that's fair. I honestly hate both my freestyles that day. I fucking hate it.
You're just like,
my editor, and I think you met him, Camilo.
Yeah.
He thinks it's dope. I'm like, no. I'm watching it. The technique and the timing is off for everything. I don't want to do it. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But we're putting it out.
Yeah. So I've been meaning to actually post that. Just One, because I'm trying to post more, and I'm also like just trying to get used to seeing my dancing
out there,
even if I don't like it, just out there.
Because that's the thing, like where we can be hard on our own shit,
Yeah.
but then you should put it out there. People love it. Like, I think the first one I shared was my like the Burbank one. Sorry, I like you.
Yeah.
That one, oh man, I hated that freestyle, but it was the better one of the two, and people liked it. I'm like, okay, cool, but it still sucks.
Yeah. You're like, it still sucks.
We're freestyling in the rain room this month, right?
Wait, this month?
Yes.
Ah, I'm so excited.
The
Wait,
24th.
Okay, hold on.
That's why I got it
What
right.
time? Because
It's
I also
Saturday night.
okay. Because I also agreed to do a photo shoot at 5 at like night.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. I will be there.
I think it might be 8 to 12 or 6 to 10.
I will. Can it be 8 to 12?
I gotta double check my booking.
Okay. Okay. Yes,
So,
the rain room. Oh
I've been wanting
yes.
to do that. Just like bring some fucking like some R&B boy band shit.
Oh my god, yes. Perfect.
Just to be super cheesy.
Ooh, like not a boy band, but like Ashanti. Just like rain on
Oh,
me. Yes. Dated.
redo the You Got Served rain scene.
Yes. And the step up one too.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
every fucking rain scene.
Yeah. We're gonna
Yeah.
take it to the streets.
I fucking hate it. Yeah, we're gonna be there. I think we're gonna have that place for at least 2-3 hours.
Yo, that's sick. I'm excited.
Because we're gonna do an hour of photo shoots,
Hey.
and then dancing, and then fucking hella content.
That's a nice studio.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to like create as much as we can for ourselves.
Yeah.
So and if there's anyone who knows choreography, bring that choreography so we can film it in the rain room.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Yay.
not just freestyle. I feel like I should have said that the first time, like on the rooftop. If you had the choreography, if you have choreography, have it ready so we can film it.
Okay. I do have choreo.
Oh.
I have pieces that I choreoed like way back before I like stopped choreographing for a little bit. So now it's time to bring it all back.
All right. Anyways, from this tangent, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you liked it, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with friends who you think might enjoy it. Make sure you give Lauren a follow on all the social medias. Links are going to be in the description down below.
Yeah.
With that, we appreciate you guys for listening, for watching, and being here. We will see you guys in the next episode of Throwing Tantrums and the Move Groove Grow podcast. Have an amazing night, day, evening, year, life. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.